Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We're happy to have you with us. I think it's good to be back. I think the last month was probably heavy traveling for many of you, with SNEC taking place in Shanghai and Intersolar Europe taking place in Munich. I would like to welcome you to our Global Solar Market Developments webinar, where we want to discuss solar supply, demand, and prices. My name is Michael Schmela, and I'm the Managing Director of TaiyangNews, the solar technology platform. First of all, I would like to, Uday, can you give me the mouse, please? Uday?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so first of all, I would like to thanks to our sponsor, JA Solar, and then I would like to talk about or introduce our agenda. So we have 1.5 hours. Let's see if we will need all these 90 minutes, although a lot of things have been happening, and depending on how many questions you have, I think we might use that time. So now that half year has passed, the two biggest trade fairs have just taken place. We just wanted to take stock and look a little bit what has happened in the last half year and what we are going to, or maybe try to look into the crystal ball to see what's coming in the next few months to us. So, and for this job, we've invited two important stakeholders. So we're happy to have with us one leading market intel firm, that's a market research intel firm, that's Rystad Energy out of Norway. And we have with us today Fabian Skabo-Ronigen, who is their Vice President, Renewables and Power. And he will first talk about global solar market developments in 2024. So they just came up with new numbers, so it's very timely to have him here. And then we have also with us Abdallah Al-Shamali, who is the Policy and Projects Director of the Global Solar Council. That's the industry association of the solar sector. That's basically those guys who represent us at all these COP events and many other important meetings. So it's great to have Abdallah also here. And after their presentations, we will have a panel where we simply talk about the growth that we're expecting, and that's no secret, and also the consolidation that's pending, and how to navigate through these rough solar waters today. And what we would like to have is, so if you have any questions, any contributions, feel free to use the chat. We consider this also as a communication platform, so where you can be interactive. So please communicate with us. What I would like to do before I give the words to Fabian, I just wanted to share some slides myself. I've been also involved next to my job at Taiyang. I work, as many of you know, also at Solar Power Europe and heading the market intel team there. And so we came up also with a report on the global market outlook. I don't want to get into details here because that's what Fabian will be covering. But I just wanted to kind of share a few thoughts. Because theoretically, I think the sector should be really happy. So we had almost 90% year-on-year growth, almost hitting 0.5 terawatt in installations last year, unforeseen and unexpected by anyone. And if you look at the last two shows, so I was both in Shanghai and in Munich. It was amazing. So at Snacks, they moved to a new place, much bigger exhibition area, over 3,600 exhibitors, 500,000 visitors, and Intersolar, first time the whole trade fair buildings, I have to say, in Munich were rented out. Again, over 10% growth year on year, 110,000 visitors, around 3,000 exhibitors. And that was amazing. So that was also sort of a sign how much interest solar is now getting, and how many people, how many stakeholders are active in that sector. On the other hand, of course, what's really keeping us headaches, especially the manufacturer side. So what the developers actually like and appreciate in this high interest rate times is low product prices. But if you look at the table, so I just took the latest of the price indexes we are publishing every week, and you can see that year to date, again, for silicon prices almost dropped again 50%. So, and they were already so low. Wafers also, depending on what format you're looking at, around 50%. Cells up to nearly 40%, and also the modules again up to 20%. I think Fabian will go more into details later on. And I just wanted to show, I was at Alibaba yesterday looking at and just entered China modules, and you could see at what price levels here we are. So I haven't verified these offers, but you can see these are top modules being offered at under 10 cents, and the amounts you have to order here are very small. So if you look at the lower right, these Longi modules are being offered at a minimum order of 10 kilowatts. So that's amazing. 9 cents for an order of 10 kilowatts watt. That's of course tough. So and the consequences is this. Sorry, here I think there was an issue copying that into the into the slides here. And but what you can see here is I just looked at the Q1 revenues and the net profits of some selected companies, and you could see, okay, that many of the companies had already reported losses in Q1, and it was just a few, and the profits were very, very small. And so I think we actually we tried also to invite some manufacturers, but most of them they basically said no, simply because it's reporting season. And what you could see here is this is just from July 15th of our TaiyangNews China news snippets, where we just came out with some profit warnings of companies. So all these companies forecasted strong losses for H1. Or if you compare probably Q1 to Q2, even stronger losses. So yeah, I think not a great time to be a manufacturer these days. I've also looked into, but on the other hand, of course, if you look at the first half year, there's really yeah, hope and that the sector is growing. So you could see in the US, you had in the first quarter almost 12 gigawatt installed. That's a record first quarter for the industry there. China installed over 80 gigawatts in the first 5 months compared to 60 last year in the same period of time. Yesterday, just the German Federal Network Agency came out with their numbers, and we are now reaching 7.5 gigawatts in the first 6 months. So that's basically the same level, or it's better than last year at that time, but it's still on track if you extrapolate it towards 15 gigawatt, which would be as much as was installed last year, and 2 gigawatt beyond what the government is actually targeting. India has installed in the first quarter basically as much as completely in 2023. So there are good signs from the market, and there's of course price elasticity we're seeing. The question is now, of course, how are we getting through this tough times? Because on the one hand, these low cost prices are handy, but we need, of course, a healthy industry. And this is just my intro, and I want to hand over now.